But I couldn't believe Donald Trump had won, and he had so many females that voted for him. Out of all the controversy and the things that he said, I couldn't believe that he had over 50% of women, white women, vote for him.
Can I really say what I feel?
Absolutely.
Wanted to kill him. I never liked him anyway because he disrespect women, period. And we are going, this country is going to catch holy hell with this man in office. And we need to get him out if we can.
It's just disheartening that we're living in this America, and
We've always been living in this America.
but it's just so blatant right now.
Hey everybody, it's Saturday night. Got a new backdrop. We got the riverbend behind me. And I'm Mike, and Molly, she's walking around today. You can't really if she gets on the table, it's over. But she's meowing. She wants some treats. We'll get her some treats. But we have a treat for you tonight. You're watching the Reelblack podcast live on Saturday night. I see a lot of our regulars in the room, including our mod squad, Bergen Paris and Chris Dragnet. So without further ado, I want to bring on our guests. We have some housekeeping to talk about, and then we'll get into our topic. So grab a bite, hit the like. Let's hang out for a little bit with Mr. Jason Clue. Applause, 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 applause. Hey, long time no see, sir.
It's been a little while, hasn't it? It's been a little while.
Yeah, we did the math. The last time that you were live with us was on May 25th, 2024, and that's all 100% my fault. We slowed down in doing these things, but let's catch up. How have you been, man? You're looking good.
Oh, thank you. It's the creams, you see, the anti-aging creams. That's what it is. Yeah.
No black, no crack. Either side. Of the
Yeah.
Oh, for those who don't know, I mean, you're picking up the accent, but I mean, we're Mr. Clue is on the other side of the pond, as they say.
That's right. Yeah, I'm over the other side. It's when we do our transatlantic link up. Yeah, America and UK unite, and we discuss all things black.
Exactly, and we're expecting a storm here, a big snowstorm, which could lead to a even bigger storm, a firestorm in this country. I don't know if you're getting all this news and how are people responding to it globally, but I feel like we could be on the verge of another, dare I say, George Floyd type situation. Today specifically, another person was killed by ICE, or the federal agents, as they say, and in Minneapolis. And it's lit up my timeline. I know a lot of people are thinking about it. I mean, how's the news reaching over there where you are?
Which part? The snow or the
shooting,
fire?
the shooting, the fire.
Yeah,
the revolution and the politics. I mean, I don't know how deep we want to go into it, because we have people who care about both sides. But
yeah,
what was the big news over there?
We get we get the news, but it's a lot of the time when they discuss Trump things, it's almost from a comedy point of view. So so it's almost for entertainment purposes a lot of the time. But as you know, my wife's American, so she speaks to her parents, and they give her a different view. So when you're living it, it's very different, isn't it? To just seeing
he kidnapped the president.
What's that?
He kidnapped the president of Venezuela.
Oh yeah. Saw that. Yeah. That's
and then he went in front of all the world leaders and told them how they were stupid last week at Davos.
Well, the last thing that we're seeing here is he's planning to invade Greenland. He's going to take it from Denmark. Yeah. So I'm not sure what's going on with him. It's like there's clearly nobody telling him no this time round.
Yeah, we don't know what's going on either. So you mentioned your wife. I mean,
Mm.
I don't know if you were married last time we spoke
Yeah, I've
on
been married
camera.
for a while now. Yeah,
Okay, all right.
for a good while
I didn't
now. Yeah,
realize that.
so
I remember when it happened.
yeah. You got an invite, but you didn't turn up. We were waiting for you, and he's like looking out the window, thinking he's going to be here any minute, and
Well, black
no
people
show.
can't swim, so
Is that what it
which is a
is?
stereotype. It's a stereotype, and I mean, before we get into the topic of
I
today,
can't
which is
swim.
going to deal
I
with
can't swim.
stereotypes,
I can't actually swim.
you can't either.
No. I actually can't
Okay.
swim. I'm actually giving some fuel to that stereotype. Yeah.
Well, I'm in the same club. I if I had to save my own life, I would drown.
But
Unfortunately.
you know why that is? I've actually got a good reason why that is. Because
Okay.
when I was at school and we were doing swimming lessons, right? This was in the 80s, okay? And I had what we call over here a wet look. In the US, they call it a jerry curl.
Okay.
And what would happen is the activator would get into my eyes and sting my eyes. So I used to try to avoid and get out of swimming lessons because it was painful, right? So that's the reason why I never learned to swim, because of the jerry curl. Mm.
Okay. I didn't think I'd learn that about you today, Jason, but I appreciate that story.
Mm.
Um, I can't match that one, but we'll match some other stories.
That's
Um,
my excuse. That's my excuse.
no, I love
Yeah.
it. I love it. Before we get too far into the show, there are a couple of things I got to do housekeeping. Maybe we can respond to. I guess first and foremost is Riverbend, and Bergen Paris has it. I mean, do you remember Riverbend at all? We were talking about that way back in 2023 and
I've
24.
watched the film. I've watched the film.
Okay.
Yeah, on
Okay.
your channel.
Okay.
And I can honestly say, I'm not just saying this just for just because you're in front of me and the posters there, but the film is in my, and I've seen a lot of films, so it's in my top 20 of best films I've seen. I
Wow.
love the
Okay.
film. I love it.
Well,
Absolutely
I'm
brilliant film.
totally flattered. Well, that means you have to pre-order your Blu-ray from
Yeah.
shop.reelblack.com. And then or support the Kickstarter. So
Mm.
I have some news as far as the screening goes, and now I'll show you some perks for the thing. So Riverbend, we did a screening in Los Angeles in October of a 35 millimeter print of the film that was discovered. There's only three known in the whole world that are still playable. I had two, and they don't work. Now I have two more. But thanks to Amazon MGM, thank you so much for being gracious enough to let us reissue Riverbend. So we're honored to come to Indiana, Bloomington to be precise, the home of the champion football team, is my understanding. So Sam Furstenberg, the director of Riverbend, and I are going to be unveiling for the very first public screening of the 6K restoration of Riverbend to the prestigious Black Film Center and Archive in Bloomington, Indiana. And you say when? That's going to be February 3rd, 2026 at 5 p.m. And if you live in that area and you want to come through, please drop me a line at reelblackinc@live.com, and we'll make sure you can get in and be the first audience in the entire world to experience this restoration. But if you're not anywhere near Indiana, Jason, and you might be closer to Brooklyn, just say yeah.
I'm closer to Brooklyn than I am to Indiana. Yes, that's for sure. Yeah.
So if you live near Brooklyn, you can experience the world premiere of Riverbend at the Brooklyn Academy of Music Cinematheque, 30 Lafayette Avenue in Brooklyn on Tuesday. When? Bergen Paris, Tuesday, February 24th at the Brooklyn Academy of Music at 7 p.m. Tickets will go on sale this week. That's why the bottom of this flyer is still empty, because we haven't put the ticket information in there yet. If you're from my hometown, Philadelphia, you can be part of the third audience to experience the film the Philadelphia Film Society East, which is the PFS East, formerly the Ritz East, is going to host us on Thursday, February 26th. And I failed to mention that both in New York and Philadelphia, cast and crew will be in attendance. And those tickets are on sale now. So if you want to make sure that you're there, go to filmadelphia.org movies/Riverbend, or just go to the Reelblack.com website, and there's a link there to the tickets as well on the Riverbend Restored page. And while you're there, buy some nice Reelblack gear like this Riverbend hat that I'm wearing. And yeah, that's the main thing. So why do you like Riverbend so much? I mean, let me get your full screen. Maybe we'll use this in the documentary piece.
What I liked about Riverbend is because it didn't follow that same cliche pattern where you have a quote unquote black movie. It kind of was cut from the same cloth as Spook That Sat by the Door. Where you actually get the outcome you want, not because a lot of the time the outcome you get is one of defeat. Yeah, is one of is one of we almost did it, but we didn't. Yeah.
Mhm.
And in this one, I don't want to spoil it for the people who haven't seen the film, but you leave there feeling good. Whereas if you compare that to I don't know, a film like the Nat Turner movie, which I was excited about watching, I left there feeling horrible. So it's it's a good feel good film without any compromise. That's
Well,
giving that without giving anything away.
if people want to feel even better and help to support Riverbend, we're going to be doing a Kickstarter campaign in the month of February. About mid-February, we'll kick that off. And I just got in one of the perks, which is this exclusive hand numbered Riverbend soundtrack CD. So we'll have those at shows while supplies last. But we're going to hold back a few of these for our Kickstarter campaign. So if you want to support, it's a really beautiful package designed by Alan Peary out of Norway. Big Sam Furstenberg fan, and he did a great job with this. And yeah, so keep an eye open for our Kickstarter campaign to help us complete the funds we need to get the Riverbend Blu-ray to you in your hands. Okay, and then I'll save the other announcement for later. We're at the 13-minute mark. Well, let me get out of the way. So, if you were watching last week, Jason, and I'm sure you probably weren't because it's 5 hours difference, and we went on at midnight. The stream got interrupted twice, and then it ended up getting blocked completely. So I need to, just for the sake of good business, go over this promotion that we were talking about last class. Why did I say class? I teach now at Temple, by the way. That's one thing that's changed since. Well, I was teaching at Temple when we last spoke. But anyway, to cut right into it, Arrow Video is having a sale at the Barnes and Noble until February 2nd here in the United States. And Arrow is a UK-based Blu-ray label. Are you familiar with them at all, Jason, or no?
No.
Okay, so they put out a lot of great reissues and deluxe packaging, and these are some of my favorite Arrow titles that I recommend that you grab while you have the opportunity to save 50% off at Arrow. Does somebody put Arrow sale on that chat room for me so I can put it up on the screen? So Long Kiss Goodnight is a fun movie, and this is a really great deluxe edition. Me and VQ had a chance to preview it and review it with Gina Davis and Samuel Jackson. Really good movie. Set
Charlie
around Christmas.
Baltimore.
Yes, that's where you got the name. Okay, I was fishing for that. I'll leave this one alone. Oh, this is even better. I've been watching. This is the deluxe edition, but Come Drink with Me, early Hong Kong film. I just started reading about Hong Kong cinema. I can't wait to crack that one open. I've had it for a while. For action fans, Under Siege with Steven
Oh,
Seagal. You like him?
Under Siege. Um, Steven Seagal kind of put me off when he made Mark for Death.
Oh, see, now
So
that's a guilty pleasure for me. Why? But we can. I mean, it's a very racist film for those who don't know. Steven Seagal, he goes up against the Jamaican mafia, and the leader of the mafia has supernatural powers, so to speak.
Screwface.
Yeah. So that
I've seen it.
bothered
I
me.
think I've seen it many times because it was I was that age where those kind of films were really popular, and it kind of never really sat well with me. I couldn't put my finger on what wasn't sitting well. Obviously, as I got older, I realized what wasn't sitting well. Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, fair enough. I mean, but I would say
I prefer Under Siege.
Under Siege is great. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's going to be a long time before we get to Mark for Death. I believe that's a Fox title, and Fox is on hiatus from physical media right now. Spawn with Michael Jai White. I'm keeping this one fresh, wrapped in the plastic still. But you can get this for 50% off at BarnesandNoble.com, not ArrowVideo.com, at BarnesandNoble.com. Yeah, don't go to the store. Oh, this Charles Woods highly recommended this one, and I do too. The Tin Star with Henry Fonda and Anthony Perkins. It's a great movie about a pacifist sheriff, a new sheriff to town, and who's taught the ropes by an old gun, played by Henry Fonda. It's a good movie. Anthony Mann. And then if you're into the action mode, early Grindhouse movie, Ms. 45 by Abel Ferrara gets the deluxe treatment. You can get that for half off. And once again at BarnesandNoble.com through the Arrow sale. And then finally, Wild Style gets a 3-disc limited edition from Arrow Video. Highly recommend those titles. So go check out Arrow sale once again. Where? BarnesandNoble.com. Okay. So that's all. That's everything I have. I'm going to mention these dates later, but are you ready to get into?
Yeah, sure. Let's get into it. Let's get into it.
Okay. All right. Wait. Let me see if I have the trailer here. I did not queue it up, but I believe it's in my downloads, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, let's open up with the trailer.
Let's start with the trailer. We're looking for the trailer. It's I might have to play another trailer for Riverbend if I don't find this. All right, wait, that's weird. Wait, hang on. It's called 21 Rules. Okay, parenting. Bear with us, folks. You know we're live. Here we go. Parenting in movies teaser. All right, let's get into it. With Jason Clue, 21 Rules of Blackness starts now.
Isaiah, Ethan, ouch! I want my mommy. Isaiah, no! Isaiah, not the chair. No, Isaiah, please, Isaiah, come here. Isaiah, no! Isaiah!
Say one more thing, I dare you.
You bitch! You fucking bitch! Crazy, mama? Am I crazy? Bitch, am I?
How come you ain't never liked me?
Like you? Who the hell said I got to like you? What law is there say I got to like you? Want to stand up in front of my face and ask a damn fool-ass question like that? Talking about like
Baby boy, wow.
Daddy, be nice to mommy, because you have to be nice.
pretty brown skin.
Love it. You put those together well. So,
thank you.
okay, so black parenting in movies, that's the theme.
Yeah,
What
that's the
oh,
theme.
before you jump in, and it has to do with what? You have a new
Oh,
publication,
we
right?
can talk. We can cover that at the end. As it appears at the end, but
Okay.
if we bring up the first slide, so black parenting in movies, right? So the areas we're gonna look at are the hard mother, the absent father, dysfunction, hopelessness. These are like four things that I've noticed always appear when it comes to parenting, black parenting in movies. Yeah, so if we
Mm-hmm.
just go to the first slide, the hard mother, and we'll look at some examples. And the thing is, as well, you got to remember is, we've spoke about this before, in about cinema and films. This whole platform is about film, isn't it? And the influence that it has on your behavior. When you watch when you watch a movie, it's like when you watch a Rocky movie, everyone walks out the cinema, throwing punches, don't they, in the air and things like that. What you come out watch a kung fu film and you see everyone jumping off, walls doing flying kicks. Yeah, so it has an effect. So when you're a parent and you're watching these films over and over again, you will start to it will start to rub off on you. You'll start to think these things are reality. Okay, so let's look at the hard mother slide. Just go to the first slide first of all, and I did see someone mention Tyler Perry. Yeah, Tyler Perry's got a lot to answer for with his no black parents in Tyler Perry movies. Well, I think there's some, but I think a lot of them will come under the four things that we mentioned in a lot of his films.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
hard mother.
Daddy's Little Girls is the rare exception and probably the least successful of all of his films that were released theatrically. Yeah.
So we've got like Angela Bassett, Hattie McDaniel. So Angela Bassett, that's like a typical kind of like you see that type of character as the hard mother in a lot of films where she's like the independent woman, doing it on her own. Even though in the film, I think she sends Trey, doesn't she, to go live with her dad. But it's a reoccurring thing that you see in a lot of black movies. That type of mother, and she's in that particular instance, she's successful in her own right. I think she's like a kind of a successful businesswoman, isn't she? She's doing something well, but it's almost she had to get rid of the man in order to be successful. She couldn't have been. It didn't say, although it didn't say it. It appeared that she couldn't have been successful with him. She had to kind of do it by herself. Then you've got like the Hattie McDaniel character, Gone with the Wind, the tough kind of mammy, doesn't take any nonsense. And again, these characters, these hard mothers, never seem to have a man. If you notice, you ever notice that they never have a man, do they?
I've been thinking hard the whole time that you like broached the topic. Oh, Molly's here. And it's difficult for me to think of one where Crooklyn's a nuclear family. I'm sure you're gonna get to that in a second, but my favorite movie about black parenting is what? Claudine. And that's unfortunately that's about a person who has to deal with the welfare system, absentee mother. But if anybody can come in the chat and say and come up with one, I would gladly lend you my black card. So
yeah, because it's very rare you see the hard mother and they're lovable. They're actually like lovable. They become lovable for a man. They seem so hard. They almost become unlovable. That's what I've noticed. But again, in the chat, please pop in the chat and tell me if you think what I'm saying is right or whether you think it's left. Yeah, let me know what you think. But what's your thoughts on that, Mike? Before we move
hard
on?
mothers as a trope.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's reflective of real life. I mean, if you have to be mom and dad, it's very challenging when kids get older to manage them. So I think it's a reflection of reality. And
It's a reflection. I was going to say it's a reflection of reality. But then where's the where's the balance? Because there's plenty of
oh, I'm
soft
sorry.
there's plenty of soft mothers.
Stop.
What
That's not
about the
right.
jerk?
You know,
Which one's that?
With Steve Martin, he was adopted. He didn't realize he was white. He was raised by the two old people. Anyway,
Oh, right.
she's just jumping in.
He's
But
going back. Yeah, going back a bit.
I mean, we're
Mm.
live. Yeah, 79. Yeah, I mean, I think it's when we get into the dysfunction slide, I'll have more to say. But I think that Hattie McDaniel doesn't quite fit the list because she's a mammy, but she's not a mother.
And she's got her own children, doesn't she?
She probably has a gazillion children, but you don't get to see them. I mean, these servant roles were always like, okay, everybody's happy helping the white woman or get ahead. So that's the trope. But yeah, I mean, we can move on.
Caroline Carmichael Crooklyn. What do you think to that one then?
Well, it's actually
She's
interesting.
hard.
It's been a while since I've seen it, but last night I had the opportunity to spend 2 hours watching short films by Joy Lee, and I learned how to pronounce her name. She wrote Crooklyn. She's Spike Lee's sister. Pardon me.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Yeah, I remember her. Yeah.
Where's my? It's based on her childhood. It's the movie's told from the young daughter's point of view, and Molly's here. So, am I a hard dad? Everybody wants to see Molly. She's my buddy. So, what are your thoughts about Crooklyn? I don't know.
It's been a long time since I've seen Crooklyn, but again, it's has that hard mother trope in there again, which we see way too often. But let's move on to the absent fathers. We could do a summary afterwards, and then if anyone wants to say anything once we've gone through the 4 sections, they can jump on and give their thoughts. In a live forum. But we've got the absent fathers is an interesting one, right? Because you've got the situations where there's an absent father, but there's no mention why he's absent. Yeah, it's like in the movie Little. That's a comedy. Yeah, and the lady's raising a child, but there's never no mention of the father. Karate Kid, another one with Jaden Smith and Taraji Henson. Yeah, the one with Jackie Chan in there. The dad, there's no mention whether what happened to him. Yeah, no mention at all. I've popped Scrooged in there as well because I saw that not so long ago. I always watch that around Christmas time. I like the one with Bill Murray, and there's a character in there like the Tiny Tim character, like because it's it's based on the Scrooge, the Charles Dickens Scrooge, isn't it? And one of his workers, a black lady, and she's got a small son, and again, no father. They wrote him out, but they wrote it so that the father passed away. Yeah, so sometimes they'll do it that the father dies. So if the father is constructive in terms of he was there, then he dies. But if he doesn't die, he just wasn't there in the first place. So we've got absent black father as an agenda and narrative of the powers that be to demean the family dynamic. Absolutely. Just to add to that as well, is that you often see things like adverts. Like I remember, Pampers or Huggies, the nappies, diapers, you call it. Yeah. I should have took a picture. Being in the supermarket and seeing the diapers, and they had different families on there. Right, on the diapers, they had a baby with the mum and the dad, and then the one where a black woman and the baby, there was no dad, just a black woman and a baby.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. How the baby gets? Oh, I know it. I know what they're implying. Yeah, it's it's interesting. Actually, I should mention this to you, Jason. I'm teaching race and ethnicity in
Mm.
the American cinema this semester at Temple University, and
Mm.
we deal with tropes and stereotypes, and
Mm.
basically, if you want a free if you want a free key to the class, I use Charles Wood's um, examples to show that not only is race a social construct, but it's used to in movies it's used to maintain the status quo, right?
Mm.
So this one of the stereotypes is the absent father, or the fact that you know um, there's single moms out there. I mean, there are, but or in welfare or what have you. I mean, and we'll talk more about this as we go into the other two slides, I'm sure. But yeah, I was going to ask you.
Mm.
I didn't write it down. There's a movie missing from that list that I would definitely put on there as far as
What,
absent
absent
father.
fathers? There's so many to choose from.
Yeah, I
yeah.
might have let Scrooge off and put something else on. I should have written it down. I mean, I
Well, the
got
reason
sidetracked.
why the reason why I put Scrooge is because that film isn't about a black woman with an absent father. It's just a periphery character in the film, and they still have an absent father. So the reason why I put Scrooge in there was purely because it's so subtle and it could go unnoticed. So
Mhm.
even when it's not about that, that's the theme. They've still got it but they still have it in the background.
Oh,
Like a just you see what I mean?
no, thank you for that time. I mean, now I remember what I was going to say. If we had set this up better, Charles, he would always show a clip from Our Gang
Mm.
where the genie in the bottle um short, where Stymie says, "I wish my father was out of jail. I wish my father was out of jail." So, I mean, this type of stereotype and stigma goes way, way back, to almost the beginning of film. This type
Mm.
of stereotyping. So,
Yeah, absolutely. And I can't remember how to say your name. It's been a while. It's Ad Nangby, isn't it? Agnambi has talked about Doughboy's mum in Boys in the Hood. I think that's pretty for the last slide. Nehemiah, he's got Hollywood is definitely an enemy of black communities across America. Absolutely. Nehemiah, same name as my cousin, actually, Nehemiah.
yeah, watch your language, Nehemiah. But okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so King Duck did this guy write a book about finding the right partner. Yeah, this guy did. Yeah, that's the same. It's the same guy. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah.
me.
Mhm.
Yeah, so that's the idea. That's why I mentioned Scrooge, because it's even when you're not a main character and just a side character, they still do the same thing. They'll still have you with a absent father, and then Set It Off was in there because all the women in the film had no fathers.
Yeah, well, Hollywood, I mean, he's right. I mean, what he was saying, Hollywood will have you believe that it's better to be adopted by a rich white man of questionable sexuality, and we can talk about this, than to be raised by two of your own parents in your own household. I grew up
Mm.
watching Different Strokes with Mr.
Different
Drummond.
strokes. Yeah.
And I'll say, like and that was sort of a childhood fantasy. Somebody, and I didn't know my dad, so I
Mm.
fall into that thing as well, not swimming and not knowing my dad until I was 15. But
Mm.
yeah, I mean, so growing up without a father and then having that as the image on TV and spending a lot of time watching TV, it really did play a trick on my mind in terms of that. And I can see, how in today's generation some of the movies that are coming out now could be affecting children's belief systems. So yeah.
There was a film I saw recently. What was it? A comedy film. Oh gosh.
Dope.
Right. No, it was What's the actor who was in the new Running Man?
The new Rain Man.
Running Man, the new Running Man, the Schwarzenegger
Oh, Running
remake.
Man. Jake
Yeah.
Gyllenhaal. Yeah.
No, it's not Jake Gyllenhaal in the new Running Man. It was
Running Man. Who's Running Man? Somebody help us.
Running
It'll
Man.
come up in the chat. It'll come up
You
in
have
the
to look
chat.
it up.
I'm not
Yeah.
Googling.
Anyway, right. So in that movie, it was a comedy. The film he was in was a comedy where he's got a friend. He's got a black best friend anyway, and his black best friend. I think they're having a wedding, and he says, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go to Australia. We're gonna stay at my dad's house, right?" And he kind of alludes that he's from money, right? He's black best friend. We're gonna stay at my dad's house. No, my stepdad's house. That's what he says. My stepdad's house.
Okay.
Right. Guess what color his stepdad is?
The white guy.
White guy. Yeah, white guy.
Mr.
And you're
Drummond
thinking,
again.
but then you're thinking, why did he have to be the stepdad? It didn't do anything for the plot, Fair enough, they had a white actor, but why did you need a white stepdad? You could or a white stepdad. Why could it just been your dad?
So saying, so is this correct answer?
Glenn Powell, that's the guy. Yeah, Glenn Powell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Yeah.
King Duck. You get my temporary black card voucher.
Yeah, and the movie he was in, maybe you can find that one, King Duck. It was a comedy from a couple of years ago, some rom-com, and he goes to Australia to a wedding. I can't remember what it was, but but his best friend, his black best friend, has got a white stepdad who's extremely wealthy. I love this conversation. It's definitely needed in the black community across America. Absolutely, yeah. These conversations are definitely needed. Yeah. So that's that. Is there anything you want to add to those four? I'm sure there's a few things that you might be able to think of, or we could just move on to the next one.
No, I mean, well, VQ and I don't know if he's still in the room. We were just talking about Dope as being kind of a deceptive movie. It's about a kid. It's about 10 years old, about a kid who it's black risky business is what I call it. It's the exact same plot as Risky Business if you're paying attention. And so it's about a kid who finds a bunch of drugs and becomes a drug dealer in high school, much like Tom Cruise. His parents go away and he becomes a pimp for a weekend. So it's the same kind of thing, but his father's missing. And the last memory he had of him was watching Superfly together. So that ties into the story. But, it's interesting. It's interesting. VQ and I had an interesting conversation about that one. So,
yeah, the fathers are always missing. And the thing is, there are a lot of single mothers. Yeah, there's more single mothers now than there was in the 1950s, for sure. But one thing which they do in movies is they have you believe that these single mothers have nothing to do with the father at all, that the kids don't see their fathers, which really isn't the case. That may have been more of the case in the 70s and 80s because you had different type of social pressures probably from your peers, but now most men get the social pressures to look after your kids are greater than they were in the 70s and 80s. So you can't really get away with being that, quote unquote, deadbeat dad anymore. Absent father, Fresh, Samuel L. Jackson. Fresh? Can't remember Fresh. Can't remember the film Fresh, but I'll go with what you're saying, Chris.
Okay.
Black exploitation movies stereotypes were popular in the olden days. Absolutely, yeah. With the pimps and the drug dealers and everything else.
Okay.
Yeah. So if we just go to dysfunction. So dysfunction. I've got UK spelling, by the way, so I do apologize for Color Purple and for Colored Girls.
Makes me want to get the Color Purple British 4K or something if it's spelled that way.
Yeah. So
I collect
Color Purple.
I collect stuff.
I think it's still spelt. What's it called? I think it's still spelt without the U. To be fair, It's just that when I was typing it, it's just muscle memory. Yeah.
No
So, losing Isaiah. In fact, when I was doing the research on this, Halle Berry does appear in quite a few of these horrible films.
Yeah, I was gonna say you left off Monsters Ball.
Oh, that's on the next page. That one.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right. I'm
there.
sorry.
So we're gonna come to that.
Sorry to
Yeah.
jump ahead, Jason.
Yeah.
This
In
is
fact,
live, and yeah.
we could have swapped over onto dysfunction as well. Actually, that's pretty is dysfunction. But losing Isaiah, very dysfunctional. In that story, she puts the baby in a bin, doesn't she, and then finds it later or something like that. Color Purple, absolute horrible film. Precious, again, horror movie.
Hey! It stars the great Margaret Avery.
Which one?
Color Purple.
Color Purple's got a lot of great actors in there, but it's still a horrible film. Don't know. Is it one of your favorites?
Margaret. Margaret is the star of Riverbend, and she'll be at some of the screenings.
Yeah,
later this
Adangby
year.
as well. What she says there was Precious classified as a horror film. For me, it's a horror film.
Oh wait, hang on. Well, that Precious. Yeah, let's move on to Precious. Because Margaret Avery is my friend, and Color Purple is considered a classic. So
You don't want to talk too bad about Color Purple. Fair enough. Okay. Yeah.
Well, look, I mean, I can't say it's a horrible film. I think it.
Well, from an acting
when I
point
first
of view,
saw it,
it's
when I
got
first
some
saw
good acting. It
when I
has good
first saw
acting.
it, I thought it was a wonderful little movie. I was about 15, 16 years old when I saw it, and I cried. And you have to understand, at the time, there weren't that many black movies. They were down to making one a year, similar to now. And big shout out, congratulations to Sinners for knocking it out the park with 16 nominations, the most ever in the history of the Oscars. Sinners has gotten, but and hopefully it won't be like Color Purple, which got a lot of nominations that year, the most that year, and came back with nothing. So, we'll see how much they love Sinners. If they don't win, I want to see Ryan Coogler saying, "What? Academy Awards ain't got no love for the West Coast? Got no love for Sinners?" And then I want Michael B. Jordan to come out and say, "Yeah, if you want your lead actor dancing, jumping around all up in your movies, just stay with Sinners. Come to Death Row." I'm trying to get my reference. All right, trying to get some.
I know the
We
reference.
We got 30 people in the room. I think I can get away with that, but yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. It remains to be seen about the Sinners. How many it wins. I love the music in it. I love the cinematography is incredible. It'd be an opportunity for this woman to be the first black woman to win the cinematography prize. There's a lot of reasons to watch the Oscars this year. But anyway, yeah. But Precious, we're talking about.
Yeah, let's move on to Precious then, because obviously Color Purple you've still got some fond memories of Color Purple. But for me, when I
Miss Margaret, don't listen to Jason Klug, Miss Margaret. Okay, go ahead.
When I use retrospect on that, it doesn't give me the same warm fuzzy feeling that it may have done at the time. But Precious, yeah, that's look. Adangby summed it up when she said, "Was it classified as a horror film?" It for me, it's a horror film. When I first watched that, I was horrified, and I've never been able to watch it since. I'd never sit down and let my children watch that film. I'd rather them watch Nightmare on Elm Street or something like that, or Texas Chainsaw Massacre before they'd watch that.
Well, again, Lee Daniels from Philly, also produced Monsters Ball. So, I gotta bite my tongue a little bit, for Philly pride. But honestly, the first time I saw Precious, I thought it was very effective. I thought, and I'm watching it from the perspective of someone who's seen Lee Daniels develop his movie career from a very early stage. So it didn't bother me per se. it was just Hollywood latched onto it, and they started making. That's all we saw for like the next 5 years was this trauma porn, and
Mm.
it just got worse and worse and worse. And um, some of it comes from a real place, and like a movie like Mississippi Damned, which I should shout out. But then a lot of it is just damaging, and it's made as from opportunity, like Beasts of the Southern Wild, let's say, where,
Mm.
so I'm a little mixed on Precious. I mean, I get it. I get what people say about it, but I think it's more the patterns that Hollywood does when something's successful, how they latch on to the same idea over and over again. So,
Yeah, there is a bit of that, and there's
but
I
Precious is
don't know.
pretty, it is what it is. I mean,
Mm.
it's based on a book, right? I mean, it's based on a book. For those who don't remember Precious, why he
Yeah,
said
absolutely.
dysfunction
But
is
then
about a.
why was the book so popular? The book was successful. Why was the book so successful?
Well, I can't speak to the book. I mean, but the plot, it's about a young woman, obese black girl, 16 years old, pregnant by her stepfather, and has HIV. So, I mean, how it's like how low can you go? I mean, it's not Polly, starring the girl from the Cosby Show. It's the complete opposite of that thing. So,
Yeah, the book was successful. The book was successful, and the movie was successful. Would it have been as successful if it was the complete opposite?
you'd need Brandy.
Did Brandy play the role?
No, I'm saying you'd need Brandy at the time. In 2009, the opposite of
Mm.
Precious would star Brandy.
Yeah, and she's not getting pregnant. She's going to university and becoming successful, and she's from a loving family, and all these things. It's it wouldn't have been marketed like that. It would be trying to sell it. It wouldn't be trying to push it because it's not pushing that narrative.
Right.
Which they
Well,
like to push.
yeah. Well, yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on that, but it's all good.
And then we've got Four Colored Girls on there,
Hmm.
which um,
Directed by the
is
producer, Precious.
and if you look at the plots in Four Colored Girls and what it's about, it's again, it's what you just said there. It's that trauma, trauma in every single direction in that movie. Family
Oh,
movies
it was
without destruction, but
heartbreaking. That
design.
movie. I mean, good opportunity in a way for the cast. I mean, you'll never see a cast of such great actors, female actors in it. Uh, for a while. I mean, he brought together a lot of people, but I think in adapting it, he took away. I mean, he made it his own, but he just took away the spirit of what the play is about, which is resilience. I mean that scene on the rooftop just doesn't do it for me necessarily to provide closure. But that's me.
Yeah, people see that, and the thing is, you can't unsee that. You see something like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty grim, pretty horrible. Yeah. So,
Well,
family
yeah.
movies
Well, if
without
the movies were
dysfunction.
better. Let me ask you a question, Jason. I know you
Yeah.
don't like Color Purple. So we'll take that off the list. So if
Hmm.
if you had to watch one of these again, which one would you go for out of the three?
I wouldn't watch any. Um,
If you were strapped to a chair like in Clockwork Orange and you had to
okay,
watch one
losing
more,
Isaiah then. Losing Isaiah.
I knew you were gonna say that. Okay, go ahead.
That'd probably be the one. Well, how about yourself then?
Uh damn. Why did I shouldn't have asked you? I didn't really gonna turn the table. I go. Um, I would actually, honestly, I would really look forward to looking at Losing Isaiah again because I haven't seen it since '95 when I was in school.
Mm.
So and be very interesting to see young Sam Jackson, young Halle Berry, you know, together, and then you look at what they've done with their career since. But
Mm.
Yeah, Precious. Yeah, I could do without. And for Color Girls, this is not a good movie. It's not. There's no entertainment value to it, in my opinion. But other than Kimberly Elise, who's a friend. So,
Mm.
I mean, I think the performances are great. And for Color Girls, I would take. Somebody could make get a lot of views if they just took out the scenes of Janet Jackson and Kimberly Elise for Color Girls, and put those on like memes on Instagram or something like that. Because it's been what 16 years now, 15 years since For Color Girls came out. There's a whole lot of people have forgotten about that movie, I'm sure.
Mm. Mike Voyer 44 says Mike D loves losing eyes.
Loves Belly.
Sorry, loves belly.
Yeah. Well, hey, Voyeur, he's back in the room. Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. He's gonna be. Oh, I should mention. All right, time for a little break while we reset. So, once again, for those who are just tuning in, Riverbend, the movie that Real Black is restoring, is going. The 6K premiere is going to start rolling out in theaters beginning this February, and we're really excited. Sam Furstenberg and I are going to be in Indiana to kick off Black History Month at the Black Film Center, the prestigious Black Film Center in Bloomington, Indiana. And I'm going to be donating some signed items. I mean, these are some of the rejects. I'll share with you in a minute, Jason, when we get some time. I'll show you some things, some artifacts from my collection. And then it's coming to Brooklyn, Tuesday, February 24th, 2026 at BAM Cinematheque. And then we're in Philadelphia once again with the cast and crew in attendance Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. And I know from a show of hands that Voyeur is going to be in the building, that Bergen Paris is going to be in the building, and Chris Dragnis is going to be in the building. And I don't know if Voyeur is coming alone, rolling solo, but he certainly would love if you wanted to help out afterwards with Dragnet and Bergen Paris, who've already volunteered to help out. Okay. Enough of that break. We're back with Jason Clue, 21 Rules of Blackness, and we're talking about what black parenting depictions in motion pictures.
Yeah. So we've covered dysfunction, right? And then the last talking point was hopelessness. And then there's 4 examples there of hopelessness in movies. The most recent one, Straw. They can't get away from depicting that in film. They just love the old hopelessness in terms of parenting in
Well,
black
remind people of Straw
film.
because I almost forgot I saw it.
I didn't watch the film. I saw the trailer and that was enough.
Okay.
I try to avoid these kind of films these days. Yeah.
It's
So
Tyler Perry's movie with Taraji P. Henson that's on Netflix, and it's about a woman who's having one of the worst days of her life. So yes, and she's at her last straw, so to speak.
yeah.
Okay.
What did you think to it?
I reviewed it. I thought her performance was good, although it was not really reined in. Tyler Perry has a way of working with Taraji that's interesting. He kind of just gives her free reign, and then they figure it out in the editing. A lot of people liked it. It's what Tyler Perry does. He makes movies that are just have no logic to them. Like if he, once again, I'll bring up VQ. VQ and I were talking about John Woo and the way he deals with action, where there's no sense of logic or even laws of gravity in some of these movies that John Woo does. I think John Woo is to action films as Tyler Perry is to plot in regular dramas. Like anything goes with Tyler Perry, and you have to just either go with it or just tune it out and realize it's not really good for you in the long run. So, but a lot of people, they'll watch anything he does. So, and he's aware that his audience enjoys a movie like that because they can relate on a certain level, but not all the way to the level that he takes it. So, it's like, yeah, I hate my boss. I want to shoot him, but I want to be mistaken for the killer. So
Hmm.
that's what happens in Straw. But yeah, Straw. Some people, did people like this one? I was talking like no.
Straw had mental health fantasy aspect. Says.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So anyway, use some more
The
stuff.
Inkwell to Justice 85 151. The Inkwell is another bad parenting movie, in my opinion. The movie ends well, but the parents argued all through the movie until the last 15 minutes. I haven't seen The Inkwell, actually.
You don't need to. Jesus. I mean, okay. I mean,
who's in
look.
who's in The Inkwell?
That's Lorenz Tate. It's Matty Rich's follow up to Straight Outta Brooklyn, and Matty Rich made a movie about living in the projects, and then his follow up movie for Disney was about Black people who visit Martha's Vineyard every summer. So it's almost like subterfuge, sabotage somebody's career. You give them the opportunity to make a movie they have no rightful business trying to do, and let alone for Walt Disney Productions. So if it ever came out that the people got into a room and they said, "What can we do to sabotage some of these young Black filmmakers' careers?" Come over here, Touchstone Pictures. Let's give this one about the guy growing up on Martha's Vineyard to the guy who just made the Hood flick, and then let's take the silent film comedian and give him a comedy about a Black man in whiteface. So shout out, and I love Charles Lane, but I mean, it's just unfortunate that those are the only opportunities available, or seemingly only opportunities available to young Black directors at that time, were to do movies for Touchstone. And I still want the Air Up There Blu-ray or 4K Disney. Bring out your devilish spirit. You got me on a roll today. Do you remember that one?
No.
The Air Up There with Kevin Bacon, about the white basketball coach who goes to Africa to find the tribesmen.
Oh yes. And didn't it have the real a real basketball player in there? So he went to Sudan, right, where the tallest people in the world live, or something.
Yeah, that was the idea. But
yeah, and was it a real basketball player who he actually cast in the film?
Honestly, I have the laser disc because that's the only way to get it, and I've never.
Yeah, I
put it
do.
in the
I do remember that, but I can't remember.
That's when they took off the list. That's like once again, analogy time. Jason Clue. The Air Up There is to Disney as slavery monuments are to Philadelphia and Donald
right.
Trump. You didn't see that one. They took all the slave monuments down like it never happened.
Wait, in Philadelphia?
In Philadelphia yesterday, yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you gotta see the news. They took all the slave monuments down from Independence Mall.
What?
They built Independence Mall near the former slave house. So when they when they put the Liberty Bell up, they said, well, we need to put a monument to the people that lived here prior to, and it's part of the National Park Service. So our 4745 guy, he had it all removed. So it's that's what's happening over here.
Okay. They took them all down. Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, just like Disney doesn't want us to see Air Up There.
I don't know. Was Air that offensive, that movie?
Yeah, honestly, I think what they were trying to do, they saw the success of Cool Runnings and they wanted to do something similar, but it was pretty offensive idea. It's a white savior movie with basketball, and it's just after it came out, they said we have second thoughts about this one. Let's not put this one out anymore.
We did a white savior episode, didn't we? Before we delved into that one, didn't we? The white savior.
Yeah.
I don't think I actually ever saw Air then. I think I just saw the trailers and probably saw a promo on it or something like that. But yeah, didn't actually.
Yeah. No, the air up there. It's
The air up there, the air up there, yeah, the air up there, yeah. But I
Yeah,
remember the tribesman anyway. I remember the look of him and stuff like that. He
yeah.
was like playing
Okay.
barefoot somewhere, wasn't he, or something like that?
Okay.
Yeah,
Let me see if I can pull one up just so people can see the reference. Of
yeah.
course,
So
if I get it blocked,
it
right?
appears that King Duck has a few questions, but they'll all be answered at the end. King Duck, it'll all make sense.
It all makes sense. Yes,
Is Scott is saying, yeah. So
and I honestly, Jason, I was slightly. I can't get the picture I wanted. Air up there, Disney, Kevin Bacon. I was a little concerned when you brought this topic up because we don't have we're united. It's a Pan African relationship we have, right? I mean, we look at black as black, but I was fearful that because you're from the other side of the pond, and I'm teaching this class, and there's a lot of people that are not American. They're first generation Americans that are in the class, and they look down on Black Americans. So I was concerned, but I see that what we're talking about today on 21 Rules of Blackness is the stereotypes that are perpetuated in these American films that do get sent all over the world and are a reflection of society, but don't necessarily define who we are as human beings.
well, that's one of the reasons why, you see. So what's it called? Like when you have someone from a black person from another country comes to America, say if they're coming from Nigeria or Ghana or even Jamaica or Colombia even, or wherever it is, yeah, even an Aborigine from Australia, yeah, they've got they watch these films that go out all over the world, yeah, a film like Straw or Blinking Moonlight, right, or something like that, these horror films, and they're just like, oh my gosh, you just what's with you people, right? So they think, let me separate myself from those lot and try and find my own community. So if they're Ghanaian, they're going to be just hang around with the Ghanaians already here and not hang around with the African Americans. It's literally like that. They think that they'll just get them into trouble, or they just got different values. And again, I think that's all done by design, because then it creates that division amongst the black people who are there.
Yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy, never-ending story kind of thing.
And then the Americans get the propaganda from Africa. Yeah. The baby with the flies on the face, that perpetual video that is always on, and that poster.
That's definitely true. Yeah. I mean, I've been to Africa and I still have the wrong images in my head because of
Did you see a baby with flies on their face when you were there?
Honestly, yeah, I did. But I mean, we were taking on
Where did you go?
tour. We were in Senegal. We were in Senegal. I mean, they weren't starving, but I mean,
Did a white guy? Was it a white guy who took you on the tour?
Well, no, they weren't starving.
Let me show you this part, Mike.
I can show you pictures of myself in the hut. They took us to the reservation outside of Senegal to see where people
Who took
living.
what tour? What tour was this? Was this an actual like African American purpose built tour? Like we're gonna
Yeah, I was in college. It was part of my exchange. Not exchange, my scholarship group.
Yeah, I think that was done by design. Is like send Mike to Africa, because when we send any black person to Africa, this is the tour we're taking them on. So we're going to take them to the actor, with the actor baby, which is not actually a baby, it's just a small man with flies on his face, right?
No, well, all right, okay, fair. All right, so no, I mean, are we done with the slides? Or we saw more slide? Okay, there's more. Don't go too far. All right, so anyway, no, so I mean, what I took away, like everybody, when I went to Senegal back, two things happened, and one was life altering. So I'll take this away for a second, so I can tell you this story. So anyway, I was part of a scholars group, the MLK Scholars, and the first year was all black and one Hispanic lady who got this full ride scholarship to NYU. By 15 years later, or 20 years later, when I went to the anniversary, there was one black student that had this scholarship. It was all diversified. It was a lot of people. They said, "Oh, it's not MLK." MLK believed in the dream, and his dream was to have all people of color be able to attend NYU. I'm like, damn, this is jacked up. So anyway, long story longer. What what I took away, everybody was like having spiritual epiphanies the whole time. Touch the sand of Africa. I mean, it was a very spiritual trip because we took Air Afrique, um, and we saw Muhammad Ali in the airport lobby, terminal.
In
So
where?
we never.
In Dakar.
No, in New York, leaving out of
Oh, right.
LaGuardia, I believe, or JFK. So he was there, and then we went on the plane. Now, Air Afrique, for people who don't know, and no disrespect to anyone watching, but this is a true observation, and it's kind of funny, so I'll share it. Air Afrique is the French Senegalese airline, right? So Senegal was colonized by the French, and Senegal is in one of the hottest temperatures of the world, and the French don't wear deodorant. So, and it's a 10-hour flight. So that was my first experience of Senegal. Then we got off, and everybody's having these epiphanies, like, "Oh my God, I'm home. I'm in the motherland." We went to Goree Island, and we stood through the door of no return and did all that stuff. But you couldn't go 5 feet without somebody either trying to sell you something or get you to buy, like make a connection overseas. Now, one I wish I'd made.
Isn't Times Square like that though?
See, but I'm not being accosted in Times Square because people know I'm American.
Oh, when I
It
was
might
there,
be
everyone
like
was
that
trying
for
to sell me
you.
drugs. Huh?
Huh?
When I
Ooh,
was there, everyone was
ouch.
trying to sell me drugs. Trying to sell me drugs.
Some fake bags.
Yeah, and the
Anyway,
watches. Yeah.
what I took away from it was that they had taken everything, all the riches out of Dakar and left the black man with tourism. And I said that what a sucker's game, right? So, but the epiphany that I had, and it truly was life altering, Jason, was I went to go to the movie theater. I've told this story before. I don't know if people remember it, but the theater, was a Monday, and the theater was closed, but they were playing Coming to America, right? So this had to have been 1988, 89, right? And they had a big poster, bigger than the one behind me of Steve James, floor to ceiling, of Eddie Murphy, and the title in French was King of New York, the Prince of New York, right? And I said, "Wow, what a powerful image." So it was closed. So me and my friend, we were walking back to the hotel, and we go past the school, and these kids are playing soccer. And they say, "Oh wow, Americans! Hey, come, let's show you our school, right?" So we played a little soccer with them, and then we went inside. And you have to imagine some green grass, nice, beautiful area and everything. And go inside, look on the ceiling, and there's a huge mural of Jesus Christ. And we're in Africa, and I'm expecting to see a black Jesus Christ, but no, it's the blonde-haired,
Yeah.
blue-eyed classical definition, right? And I experienced this image of Eddie Murphy coming to America, like our biggest star at the time. Um, showing off. If you were to see the movie, I didn't realize till later how offensive it was to a lot of African people, that depiction. But at the time, I'm romanticizing it, and then I see the image of Jesus. I said, "Well, what's going to have more of an impact? Motion pictures, what I do, or you know, the people that pay to keep the school open, the food for school lunch, and the soccer field cut." So, from right then, that very moment, I decided that I was a black filmmaker, not a filmmaker who happens to be black, that the images that I was going to make or share or talk about had to be enlightening and empowering in some way, because I did see, firsthand what was going on over there. But yeah, long story long. That's all I got, man. Oh wait, we've got some chats here. Let me read them first. Kevin, hey, welcome, Kevin. We're talking with Jason Clue, and this is Real Black Live with the 21 Rules of Blackness podcast. I've been to Uganda 3 times. Tend to promote stereotype imagery of Africa. Well, perhaps I don't know what I experienced. I've only went once to Africa, and that was the Senegalese trip.
And it was in
Anything
the
else?
1950s, by the way, guys. I think someone wanted to know what year it was.
Oh, what year? When I went?
No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Huh?
He said he's like the late
Yeah,
80s, then, right?
black don't crack. Yeah. I'm 92 years old.
Well, no, it was when Coming to America was out. So you're talking like 88 or something like that then when you was there.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that things have changed, but I mean, everywhere I have traveled, that has a lot of mineral wealth and natural riches, but is largely populated by darker pigmented people. They're getting ripped off. I mean, they're being left tourism for the most part. The poor, at least, are. And I'm not rich enough to know what the wealthy people in those countries are doing, but there's a huge. I mean, just like in the United States, I'm not going to say it's different, but there's a huge wealth disparity, and unfortunately, the people that we see as tourists tend to be on the darker hue side, and that's how they make their money. So, yeah.
Yeah. The indigenous Aboriginal copper-colored people of Turtle Island, the American Indians, misclassified as African Americans, blacks, etc., were taken to Africa, Liberia, Sierra, Ivory Coast, etc. Okay.
All right. Well, we have DNA proof on that, right? Okay. What's this one? Okay, it's Kevin.
Yeah. It's similar to when Americans come to London, they only go to the tourist spots in central London, not the local communities. I'm not similar to Americans. Yeah, first of all, Kevin, my wife's American. Yeah, so when I go to America, I go to the places that aren't on the tourist hotspot. Okay. I go to the hood. I hang out with my people. Yeah.
Get that chicken and waffles.
Yeah, I get
I was gonna say something really in poor taste, but I'm gonna bite my
grits.
tongue for a second.
No, I actually never had grits. By the way, I'm just joking. Never eaten grits.
Yeah. Well, I can say this much. When we were in LA, we just happened to drive by the Peterson Museum, Peterson Automotive Museum. Does that ring a bell for anybody? It's where Biggie got shot.
Oh, right.
So, it's like a tourist attraction now.
Oh, Kevin's saying he wasn't referring to me. I think he was just making a general term. Okay, Kevin, no problem.
Okay. All right. So, back to
the slide then. Let's yeah, these are the 4 here. Moonlight again. I think at that stage, I think I'd stop watching horror films at that point. So I heard what the theme was, and I was like, I'm definitely not watching that because the film's a bit fruity as well, isn't it? From what I understand.
Well, I'm not homophobic. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings by saying something like that. But I mean, it's what's interesting about Moonlight. We're talking about Moonlight specifically, right?
Yeah, we'll start with that one.
Yeah. So, I think it's a beautiful film. I mean, it's an adult themed movie. I wouldn't necessarily share it with somebody. It's a coming of age drama, but I think it's an important film for people who are going through that identity to have a movie like that that's so well made and beautiful. But
beautiful.
If we're talking about films and what they do overall, I would exclude Moonlight from the conversation. But I mean, typically what we get is fractured family when you're talking about
Didn't that have
Black
a
lives.
sense of hopelessness though, Moonlight?
Well, it goes in 3 acts. So at the end, not to spoil anything, he's don't all right, now you triggered something in my brain. I don't want to, like there's a lot of BS going on in that movie, but basically it's about a young kid who's very sensitive and he turns into a thug and a virgin thug, and then he reconnects with his unrequited love. That's the arc, and it's a very beautiful arc. Um, in terms of a film, it's really nicely done. But I mean, is it setting messaging that might be difficult in terms of reinforcing Black family or that kind of thing? Yeah, and then does it show Black people who mainly exist in the drug world of drug dealing? Yes, and crime, yes. So it's like Brokeback Mountain. It's sort of Black Brokeback Mountain, if you ask me. It's a very beautiful film that subverts genre in a way, but
Hmm.
you know, do I recommend it to general audiences? I don't know. I mean, I don't. We show it in class, and we're not going to show it this semester, but um, I mean, teaching is maybe a little more sensitive to people's issues. I shouldn't even say issues. I think that's not the right word. Um,
I know what you mean. People's yeah. Uh,
perspective. Like I mean, it's
well, it depends on what it is. Some things actually are issues, aren't they? Some things actually are issues. Some things need some clarification. Some things need some.
it's tough getting through life no matter who you are. But I think if you're Black, you got to deal with a little extra more. And yeah, I said it. That's how I wanted to say it. A little extra more than if you're white. If you're a woman, you have to deal with a little extra more. And if you're gay or trans or you don't check any of those boxes, you have to deal with a little extra more because this world, this country is set up with a lot of preconceived notions about what normal is and what life is supposed to be about until we find out and actually
But
live it.
then, but then there is an argument to say that as a Black man, um, if you were homosexual, life is a little bit easier.
Oh, it depends on. Well, I don't. How so? I'm not gonna guess what you're thinking.
Um, it it's it's doors open for you a little bit more than what they would do if you wasn't if you're trying to navigate society
Well, I don't
is
know.
what I've
I
noticed.
don't know. I mean, I think that's too general statement to make in a public forum. But I mean, I
Yeah.
I, I understand what you're saying
Yeah,
to an extent
I
that
think it can
there's
be. I
a
think it can be a little
perception.
bit.
There's
I
a
think it can be a little bit
perception.
easier for you as a Black man from.
There's a perception, maybe, but
Hmm.
I don't think it's easy for anybody who's different and and especially if they're trying to discover themselves and they're different. So, like nobody ever had to tell me I was Black. You know what I mean?
No, no, no.
So
You figured that out pretty quickly. Yeah, figured that
yeah,
out
and
pretty
then
quickly.
well, you learn to buy a raincoat pretty, when you really get out there, but
Hmm.
you learn to buy a raincoat. But
Yes.
yeah.
So moving on from Moonlight then. So yeah, you wouldn't put Moonlight in there as a hope as a story of hopelessness, but City of God. The reason why I put that there because that's a Brazilian film,
Hmm.
but yeah, it's still following that same theme of hopelessness. Yeah, within the Black family that you see. So it's not exclusive to Hollywood, yeah, or to the American film industry. They're
Yeah.
churning out the same narrative everywhere.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. I think City of God wants to be Goodfellas so bad, and it works. I'm not saying it doesn't. It's not a good film. It's probably it won a lot of awards, and we show it in class, and I think
I
it's a
enjoyed
great.
it when I first watched it. I enjoyed Sea of God when I first watched it, but
I
then
think it's a great movie. Yeah, I mean, but does it reinforce stereotypes and how do those stereotypes carry over in these
Mm.
black communities? Why is it that like you said just now, why do we get the same depictions of ourselves regardless of culture, you know, or location or geography? So it does make you wonder what's going on. I mean, but I think things might be changing. This might be the tipping point today, as we speak on the 24th of January. This might be the tipping point because everybody's shut in. They're going to be forced to watch the news for the weather information, and they're going to see all these images. I would hope that that these deaths make the news this weekend.
Mm. And then Monsters Ball. Yeah, again, you can, in terms of the hopelessness there, you go, dude's on death row and she's raising the kid. It's just it's a pretty
Most ridiculous plot
hopeless
ever.
situation. Say again, sorry?
Most ridiculous plot ever. I mean, Monsters Ball, it works as a film, but until you start to think about it, then you say, wait a second, this doesn't pass the smell test on any level. It's totally manipulative, and you just, you know, fast forward to the birdcage scene, I guess, and get, but I mean, what kind of person, it's a small town, right? I mean, we remember Monsters Ball, right? So this woman, she goes to visit her husband who's on death row, played by Diddy, who just avoided death row, it sounds like, in real life. So she goes there all the time to visit him. Are we supposed to believe that she never noticed Billy Bob Thornton in the jail before they strike up a relationship? Are we supposed to believe that she's not aware that he's the actual uh, guard who pulled the switch on her husband and they end up in a relationship? I mean, that's just too much for me. You know what I mean? It's too much for me to buy into. Oh, exactly. Make me feel good. Yeah. Yeah. So, and I'll say it. Where's the remake with Meryl Streep doing the same thing to get an Oscar? That make me feel good. That was a low point in movie history. So
Make me feel good. Yeah. And then we've got Straw, which we've already spoken about. So,
yeah.
they're the they're some of the factors which we are currently faced with when it comes to having to watch these black parenting depictions in film.
But I know you always keep it optimistic.
I always keep optimistic. So, and I like to always end with solutions. So, you was asking what I've been doing while I've been on here for a while since I last saw you, and I'll put this book together. Yeah. How to guarantee your child's a failure in 13 easy steps. Okay. So you might be thinking, I don't want to guarantee my child to be a failure. But the idea is it's if you follow the steps in there, then there'll be a failure. But the idea is that you use the steps to prevent your child from being a failure. So you're thinking, right, I need to not do the things that are in the book. And there's systems and processes in the book as well, which assist with parenting, because we see all those things, we're bombarded with all those things. And, sometimes we raise children on autopilot and we're doing things and we don't realize the impact it's actually having down the line, so that's why I put this book together. But
I love it.
I can come on another time and talk about this in in more detail. But I thought we'd just do a catch-up
Okay, but
session and go through what we.
where can people find the book and find
It's
you?
available. It's available on Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, it's available on Amazon. So, you know, if you like reading, you got children, and you know, want to see if there's something which can help you parent better, or even to make you scrutinize your own parenting style, then this is what this book will do. Okay.
And the first 5 people to buy it will get a free Switch, courtesy of Amazon.
A free Switch.
See, Jason grew up well. He doesn't even know what a Switch is. So.
Oh, the whip, the stick.
Yeah. I mean, look, I didn't know either until I started watching What's Happening. You know, but apparently, well, I shouldn't even say apparently. I'm not gonna be snide. Do people know switches in the chat?
I got a belt.
You got a belt, okay? I got an
Yeah.
extension cord, but I never had a switch. No, actually, my parents never put hand on me after a certain age. I was spanked with a bare hand, and that was it. We weren't getting extension cords and rulers and TV antennas and switches and all that nonsense. That belts, that never happened in my household, thank God.
So Enya is asking if we do audiobooks. His voice sounds good for that. Yeah, thank you. My voice sounds good for audiobooks. Okay, that'd be
You can
good.
clone your voice now and then just clean up the parts that don't sound right.
Yeah, maybe I can clone it
to
and then get AI to read the book. Thing is, it'd be difficult to put into an audiobook because there's a lot of charts and process flows and things like that in there as well at the beginning, and it doesn't those that they don't tend to be able to translate into an audiobook. But I don't know, maybe there's some way around it.
Okay, so we'll talk more about the book, but I mean, once again, people can find on Amazon How to Guarantee Your Child's Failure in 13 Easy Steps, and you can get it for your Kindle as well as a physical print copy, right?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And
Right,
are you
so
on social still or anything like that?
I'm sorry?
Social media?
Well, we do have the the 21 Rules of Blackness Instagram page on there, so you can follow me or follow us on the 21 Rules of Blackness Instagram.
21. I just typed 12. Hang on, 21 Rules of Blackness on IG. Okay. Well, we lost the. I like the earlier page with just the name. So please follow Jason Clue at 21 Rules of Blackness on Instagram.
That page there.
Leave it exactly. Leave a tag saying that you watched them on Reelblack TV, and that you were entertained and that you learned a few things, that you were exposed to some truth. And remember, Riverbend is coming to. Are we done? I'm starting to wind it down. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I think we probably are on the wind down.
Okay, so
we'll go through the comments and see if there's anything anyone wants to add, anything that we may have missed, may not have covered.
All right, it's gonna be very challenging. It's gonna be challenging. I'm trying to keep the wound down voice.
Oh, right. Sorry.
But we'll go through the chat. I mean, what you know?
Is there anything jumping out?
Well, somebody wants to know maybe one of the easy.
Oh, Kevin's saying, just curious, have you been Addis Ababa in Ethiopia? If I say yes, I would be being cheeky. I've been to Addis Ababa airport when I was transferring to go to Tanzania. We were in Addis Ababa for 8 hours. So I've kind of been there. I did want to come out of the airport and have a look around, but the people I was with, my friends, didn't want to come out and potentially miss our flight. But yeah, so I've been to Addis Ababa Airport. Did you ever see Green Street Hooligans? The movie, the film. Yeah, I've seen Green Street.
Okay. Switzerland. Okay.
What
So
about
what about
comedies?
comedies? Yeah, is that? I'm trying to find what that's connected to the
Yeah,
category.
they're talking about in terms of black parenting. Yeah, that's why I put that movie in there. What was the film called again? With what's the Little? Is it Little? Little's a comedy, isn't it?
It's a comedy, yeah.
Yeah, it's a comedy, and it's still got that same theme of absentee father. So even in comedies, they still do things like that. They'll still have a hard, trope mother or a absent father.
Yeah. There's not a lot of movies I can think of.
Or a sense of hopelessness.
Where you see a tight nuclear family.
Mm.
I mean, that's why the Cosby Show was so revolutionary. But
yeah, because they literally, it was a the kind of family that you've never seen before for black people. That was reserved for white people, wasn't it? Yeah, I've seen the movie Cass as well. Adangbi. Yeah, I've seen that.
All right, now I'm learning something. What's Cass?
Cass is about a football hooligan from the UK. So he's a black guy, and was he? I can't remember. Was he adopted by some white people? I can't remember. Was he adopted? I can't remember. Either way, yeah, he was. I think he may have been adopted by some white people. So he grew up in the 76. I think he's born like 1960 or late 50s in England, but he was adopted, and he grew up in this racist area. Like he was from London, and he grew up in the East End of London, which was like a real racist area at the time. But he was very big and strong and tough, and then he ended up becoming like the best football hooligan for the football team he supported. Then he had like skinheads all like backing him. Like he led a bunch of skinheads, and they'd go fighting other football teams.
2008. It didn't make it over here. It did not make it.
Yeah, because it's about someone who's you probably wouldn't know who he is, whereas he's already got like is someone who's famous here. Like is there's some urban legend towards
It's basically The Blind Side took all the air out of Cass. It's like, oh, we don't need that one. We got The Blind Side.
It's nothing like The Blind Side, because The Blind Side is there's no racism in there like that. Is The Blind Side, the big black guy isn't leading a bunch of racist people. It'd be like Blind Side, him leading the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh, is that hooligan by street gang guy? Okay.
Yeah. So Cass becomes a football hooligan, and he's leading like racist white guys. He's like the leader of their gang.
So where's Mr. Rourke in this one? That sounds like a bunch of BS. But it's based on a true story?
It's a true story. He's a real guy. Cass Pennant is a real guy.
Gang leader.
Well, football hooligan leader. So it's
football,
a bit different.
because he plays football.
No. They watch football. So a football hooligan is someone who watches football. They go to the games, but they only go to the games to fight the other team's fans after the games.
Okay, that's a lot of learning for me. Okay, I'll have to find that.
Yeah.
See, we don't even call football. We call it soccer.
Well, either way, it's still the same. It's the same thing. Like you're going to watch a sports game, and then you aren't really going to watch the game. You plan to fight the team's fans after the game.
It's like the stick-up kid who goes to the party. He's or the guy in Cooley High. Chris Dragnet knows who I'm talking about. The two guys that go to the party. It's like, no, we're not letting you into this dance because you just come here to fight. And then they end up fighting and knocking over the bureau.
Yeah, it's the same kind of thing. The guy who goes to the nightclub to have a fight rather than get the girls, and you're thinking you just ruined the party. Yeah, that's what a football hooligan basically is.
Quarter party, yeah. Bergen Paris knows what I'm talking about. Okay, so Jason, are you familiar with Black History Walks based out in London? They also show black films, especially educational ones too.
Black History Walks. Oh, is that where they go on? No, maybe not. No, I don't want to guess. Probably no, I don't think so.
Stone and Robert, those are the characters in Cooley High. Thank you, Paris. Appreciate that. Okay, so any more in the chat? English take their football serious.
They definitely do. Yeah. It's very serious. There's a saying: football is not a religion. It's much more important than that. That's what they say.
Awesome. Well, you got half of England watching this one. You got Doggone B and yeah, a lot of people. Oh, they're talking about Babylon and Black Joy.
Did you ever these old school Black British movies? Pressure, Black. Oh yeah, Pressure. I've never seen Pressure. No, I've never seen Pressure actually, but I've seen Babylon. Yeah, Babylon's one of my favorite films. Babylon's a classic. It's a brilliant film.
Yeah, you convinced me to buy it.
Babylon is the most. Babylon is probably the most accurate Black British film ever made. You know where you can watch a film and it's so accurate. It's like a time capsule of 1980 Black UK. Yeah.
So I miss hearing Paul Mooney say some movies. It's true. Yeah, he's great.
Yeah, Paul Mooney.
It was great. So speaking of movies, I'd love to get your take. Everybody watching can come out to Indiana, Brooklyn on February 24th, or Philly on the 26th for Riverbend. If you like anything that we do, please support Jason Clue. I'm sorry. I'm so used to the other thing. I'm trying to find your 21 Rules of Blackness that I put up. Support Jason Clue at 21 Rules of Blackness on Instagram. Support Reelblack at Reelblack on social media. And if you're watching on YouTube, you're in the right place. Any final thoughts? I really appreciate it. It's good. I missed you.
I've missed you too, Mike. I've missed you too, Mike. We'll have to do another one soon. Maybe do a.
Well, what would be better is if Riverbend can make it out to where you are, and then we can do something in person. We have those opportunities now.
Well, I was flirting with the idea of going to New York that weekend in February.
Oh wow! Okay.
My wife actually found a really cheap ticket, but I took too long to decide. I was oohing and ahhing, and then we're actually going to Italy that weekend instead. It's actually my birthday weekend. Yeah.
Oh, happy birthday!
Well, no, that weekend, the 23rd is my birthday, 23rd of Feb.
Okay. Well, it's not really a weekend. It's a Monday, right?
Well, I mean the 20, 21, 22, 23. Yeah.
Okay, don't scare me because we put a lot of time and effort into locking these dates in. And if you start tell me that Sunday was the 23rd, I was like, what did somebody's making a mistake? I mean, we had a mistake here and I had to fix it. But yeah.
The Monday, the Monday's my birthday.
Well, happy birthday! All right, so what are you, 72?
You can
I know you're a couple years younger than me.
You can wish me happy birthday on the actual day, Mike, on the 23rd.
Okay, I'll have to remember to WhatsApp you.
I'll remind you.
Okay. Well, I'll be. It's the day before I travel, so. Okay, so interesting live. May God bless and keep you all stay safe and warm, well fed. Yeah. So I mean, we'll see if we still have a country next Saturday. Jason won't be here, but Molly will be with me again, and I'll be on my way to Indiana. It's exciting. I mean, this thing is taking on a whole life of its own. It's amazing. So I want everybody who's watching to feel like they're part of the ride, because obviously, if we didn't have this channel, we wouldn't have had a place to share Riverbend in the first place.
Oh,
right?
you heard from what's the gentleman's name? I forgot his name. The actor from
Oh, you're talking
She's
about
Got to
Eric?
Have It.
Oh,
Payne,
John
Chris Payne.
Canditura?
No,
Eric
Payne,
Payne.
Payne.
Eric
Eric
Payne.
Payne.
He's in School Days. Yeah, he's doing all right. He's going to be at the screening, I believe. I need to remind him, but I sent him a postcard, so he knows about it, and we're trying to bring the band back together. So Riverbend in New York, once again in Brooklyn, is going to be a big deal on February 24th. And yes, Eric Payne is expected to be one of our guests. We have some other surprises. I know a few peoples. So, and like our mod squad will be there. Voyeur will be there. Bergen Paris will be there. And Chris Dragnet will be in the building as well. So, and yeah, check out Reelblack 2 as well. So, I think people are starting to walk out. Yeah, we're not giving discount codes out for pre-orders. I'm deleting that comment, Voyeur. Because we're a long way to go before we can actually go to press with the Blu-ray. So we need to raise more money in Kickstarter for us to get us to the finish line, and we'll talk more about that next week. All right, so no worries. I'm sorry if I came off Kurt Voyeur. It's all good. But yeah, so you're welcome, Denise Beasley. And
Voyeur, yes, I've seen Riverbend, of course. Yeah, I've seen Riverbend. Yeah.
Yeah, we talked about it before you came in.
Yeah.
We were talking about Riverbend. But yeah, so I was saying thank you, YouTube. If oh God. Okay, I'm having too much fun. So yeah, I mean, it's a miraculous story. I'm been asked to present at a symposium the story about Riverbend's discovery and rediscovery. And if it wasn't for YouTube, this movie would still be sitting in a lab rotting. We put it up on YouTube and people saw it, including the director. I always say that it only takes one person to see something to make a difference, or be somewhere to make a difference. And then we got to talking, and serendipity stepped in, and a print showed up on eBay, and I had the funds to be able to purchase it and have it scanned and restored. And that's set the ball rolling for us to get to where we're at on the 24th of February. So we want people to continue to feel like they're part of the success of restoring and rescuing, recovering, whatever word you want to use, Riverbend, so that the next generation will have it in front of them. And it's a very timely movie. As we speak today, with the things that are going on in Minnesota and all around the country here in the United States. So, thank you, Jason, for being here. And don't be a stranger, man. I'm really serious. I might be coming to the UK with Riverbend. We're working on that. So,
well, if you do, we've got a spare bed, a blow-up bed for you, a blow-up mattress, inflatable mattress.
Inflatable girl. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I think we'd be able to get you a real one of those.
The birds. That's what they call them in the UK, right?
Birds.
Birds.
Yeah. Birds.
Yeah.
That's what white people call them. Birds.
Oh, is there a black version of bird in the UK or Jamaican culture, or whatever?
Caribbean culture? There's lots of different names.
Well, we don't want to say it's vulgar. But anyway,
no, they're endearing terms.
Piccadilly.
But yeah, you clean up, Mike, because the girls here love American accents, because you guys, sound exotic over here.
Yeah, well, we'll be one step closer to the UK once we take over Greenland, right?
Yeah, just
skip and a jump.
Yeah, just like a short trip to Scotland from there.
Like there's nobody living there already. That It just looks at the map like it's
Is it like 30,000 population or something like that? It's like more people who are at I don't know, basketball game.
It's insane. Yeah. Well, we'll just overpopulate that land as well. And we need to learn how to swim, both of us.
I'm still working on it.
Fair enough. And with that, is that a good way to wrap it? Jason,
Yeah, it's a decent way to wrap it. So hopefully you enjoyed the tonight's show, guys, and just let us know. Pop something in the chat. Let us know if we were on form tonight.
Okay, and make sure to support by purchasing Jason Clue's new book on Amazon. Who's part of global takeover, but it's a necessary evil. We love our corporate entities over here, including TikTok. So, all right. Thank you, Jason, and thank you everyone who's hung out with us for the last hour and 45 minutes. It's been a blast, and again, we'll be back next week. All right, let me find a video to play. So I'll let you go. All right, thanks, Jason. Peace. I'll text you. All right, so what should I play? Remember, if you're in Indiana on February 3rd, you can be one of the very first people on Earth. Yeah, I said it, Earth, to experience Riverbend 6K restoration. We're going to be screening it at Indiana University, and I'll be making a donation to the archive there. If you're closer to New York, please come Tuesday, February 24th at the BAM Cinematech. Tickets are going to go on sale in a heartbeat, probably on Monday. And then if you're in Philly, tickets are already on sale for Riverbend Thursday, February 26th at 7 p.m. at the PFS East. And we're super duper excited. Please check us out. And I will leave you with these words of the late great. No, I'll share this, and then we're getting out of here. Peace and blessings.
America is a terrorist. Killing the natives of the land, killing and stealing has always been America's master plan. To control the earth and everything on it, to divide and conquer is all they wanted. America is a terrorist, killing the buffalo that roamed the plains, killing and slaughtering animals was turned to a game. Giving blankets contaminated with smallpox to the natives who were here. The beginning of germ warfare, the beginning of white fear. No respect for the land, the trees, or the air we breathe. And Christianity was an excuse to bring others to their knees.